Hey, what's going on? It's your guy, man. I'm back. Hey, listen. Selfishness is the cousin of self-love. Yeah, I said that right. Let me repeat it again. Selfishness is the cousin of self-love. You know what I mean? I know you're probably like, huh? What you mean, bro? You can't be selfish out here. Sure you can. You gotta be a little selfish on your journey, man. Because you have to think about it this way. If you don't love yourself, how in the world can you love somebody else? If you don't have the energy for yourself, how can you give energy to someone else? You have to first start with yourself, which is why I say you gotta be a little selfish. Just a little bit though. You know, too much of anything can kill somebody. So you just gotta be a little selfish when it comes to you. And this is why. You have to learn yourself. You have to know who you are. And I know that's a very vague term, right? You hear a lot of people say that. Oh, who are you? Know who you are. You have to know who you are. And, you know, it's very vague. What does that mean? You know, to know who you are is to understand why you do the things that you do. It's to understand why you like the things that you like. That's what knowing who you are is. How do you do that, T? Well, it takes time. It takes awareness more than anything. It takes the awareness to know what you're loving in the moment, what you're upset about in the moment, what you feel in a particular moment. And you can't hold on to stuff. You kind of gotta, live life with the flow. When you see something, go for it. But you kind of got to go with the flow because, when it boils down to it, we don't control anything. We don't control much. We have our, human will. But other than that, we don't control much. We have choices and things like that. But, a lot of things we don't control. So when it comes to being selfish, again, it's about knowing who you are. And remember what I said, knowing who you are is basically just understanding why you do the things that you do, why you like the things that you like. Why when I saw those Jordans, it just did something to me. It sparked something inside me that said, man, I want those shoes. Them James fly. I want those. Why did that hit you that way? Was it the colorway? Was it the significance of the shoe? Was it the games that he wore those shoes in? Did you see somebody with those shoes that rocked them perfectly and you like, man, yeah, I got to get those. You know what I mean? What was it? When you see somebody that you're attracted to, ask yourself, why am I attracted to this person? When you see some food that smell good, like I said, see some food that smell good. When you smell some food and it just hits your nose a certain way, you like, why does it hit your nose that way? Is that your favorite dish? Is it some kind of spice or herb that they use that's, one of your favorites? Why do you react a certain way to these things? Why when you hear a certain song, it kind of puts butterflies in your stomach? Is it because you can produce a song that way? Is it because the bells that they used, did they hit you on a certain level? Did they bring back a memory from childhood? A nostalgic moment? Like, these are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Because I ask myself those same questions. What do I want to do with my life? Why am I so fat? Why did I gain all this weight? Why am I so big? Do I have to be this big? Like, you begin to ask yourself questions. Why did I allow myself to get like this? You don't place the blame anywhere else but squarely on you. How did I allow myself to get in this position? Then you break it down from there. Okay, well, it's because I have poor habits. I eat late. I go to sleep late. I wake up late. I don't work out. I don't drink much water. I eat a lot of fried food. You see what I'm saying? Like, you just start listing things that you can change. All of these are things inside you. I don't eat enough fruit. I don't have a healthy relationship with food. You know, you start thinking about all these things. On Friday nights, I go to my mama's soul food spot and she make me a soul food meal like I used to have in my childhood. So that's a nostalgic moment right there that drives you to her fast food spot every Friday. Maybe that's a habit that you need to rest on for a little bit. So it's these things that you have to know and learn about yourself. Now, you're probably asking, well, what does this have to do with selfishness? Because all of this stuff takes time. That's why. It takes energy. Energy goes, how's it say go? Energy goes where your attention flows, or something like that. Like, y'all know the saying I'm talking about. But that's real. That's very real. Because whatever you put your attention on, that's what you're going to put your energy into. That's basically focus, y'all. That's focus. That's what focus is. So put your attention on yourself. That's why I said selfishness is the cousin of self-love. You have to be self-centered to an extent. You have to put a lot of investment, a lot of time, a lot of energy into knowing who you are, knowing what you're about, knowing why you're doing certain things. You absolutely have to learn yourself. And there's no way around that. And the way to do it, you gotta be selfish a little bit, because it's gonna take time. You're gonna have to keep your energy on you. So you're gonna have your girl come around, you know, when you're in the midst of studying or in the midst of reading, you know, basically in the midst of growth. She gonna come around, hey baby, you wanna eat these wings with me? Hey baby, you wanna eat these ribs with me? No, I don't want to eat these ribs with you. No. Like, you have to have that attention on yourself, because, you know, eating is a very sociable thing. That's where nostalgia comes in. When something is nostalgic, it's because there was a moment in time where special things were happening. So you carry that memory with you. And at certain moments, that memory pops up and it inspires you to do certain things. So with food being a sociable event, you remember those cookouts. You remember those Sunday football games with the good smelling food on the grill, with the toes out in the sandals. You know, you remember the scents from the cookouts, man. You remember the smoke, the smell. You remember that stuff. And what's a cookout? It's a social gathering. Food is very sociable. That's why it's so hard to let go of, because it's a sociable thing. When you have a get together, it's usually food involved. It's usually alcohol involved. It's sociable things. That's why it's hard to cut ties with. So with it being a sociable thing, you have to have the discipline to say no, which is, again, comes back to you being selfish, you being self-centered, you focusing on yourself getting better. That's why selfishness is the cousin of self-love. You have to be selfish a little bit in order to achieve self-love, because you have to be so centered on yourself. It's going to take away your energy from other people. So that's why. just be a little selfish. I ain't saying you can't show other people love. You can't show your family members love. You know, you can't eat a rib here or there. But you first got to build yourself up to the point where you can control your desires. So you can just eat one rib or, 2 ribs, and a small plate of slaw. But then the very next day, you right back on it. You right back on the grind. You can build up that power. Trust me. I know. So that's basically it for me, man. As always, think good things about yourself. Be better today than you were yesterday. Peace and blessings. I'm out.